Libra, simplicity here with a message of great importance for you from the realm of Faerie. I was told to tell you to wipe the slate clean. Be willing to let everything go. Everything is nothing, and nothing is everything. You are soon to activate She of the Crutch. You hold a miraculous chalice in your hands, but you are not using its potential. You are the one who dreams. Your dreams are worlds within worlds, and all that is within those worlds. They're like bubbles floating through the galaxy, which is just one great big bubble, and there's a particular bubble that's about to pop. It's a bubble that has been a bit of a limitation. I went to say bubble, and I almost wanted to say bauble, and there could be a connection there. The fairy might appreciate a bauble from you. They can help you burst this bubble that has been a limitation, sort of a ceiling that has been preventing you from reaching higher elevation. There's a lot that you are going to see set in motion in your world, and sooner than you think, you will see fantasy manifest in reality as the dividing lines start to blur, dissipate, and release. There is much that is held back, but only by illusion, and a sense of confusion or misinterpretation of the signs. It's only your attachment to everything that blocks your fulfillment. Once you accept that what you call something is actually nothing, will nothing become everything? Break down the boxes. There's nothing for them to hold. Now I speak of you are to activate She of the Crutch. And what is this? It is the muse awakening within you. It is Danu, the feminine principle, the queen of Faerie, mother of the Tuatha De Danann, birther and suckler of gods. She is the primordial goddess energy. She is the ground from which manifest reality roots. She gives form, activates, and animates our will with life force through He of the Fiery Sword, who helps us merge our intentions with action. She holds within the palm of her hands the realms of earth, fairy, the cosmos of the singers, and ultimately unity, which awakens us to ecstasis, the song of creation that ripples through all things. And I do feel that you are meant to activate the singers of creation. They're going to come through you. And you're meant to draw these energies from that realm through you so that they merge together in one resounding note into that song of ecstasis. So you are entering that stream of ecstatic creation. And I got a particular sigil that you can use. What do we have on the bottom of the deck here? Yes, see, this hasn't been activated yet because you've been resting. You've been hanging upside down like the bat, preparing for rebirth. But this is about to awaken in you. And in fact, the awakening point comes tomorrow on Friday the 13th. But do understand that in Faerie, there is a sort of timeless time. So even if you find this down the road, the energy signature of this Friday, the 13th of December, will still be held within the charge of this sigil, which I'm happy to attune you to. And it's okay if you watch this once through and sort of take it in before you decide you want to attune to this signature. But if you do, this can make things a lot easier for you. Now, you certainly can figure out how to gain the key that unlocks the gate that is guarded by the guardian at the gate of unity. It's a lot more challenging, and you could say this is a bit of a gift from the fairy to help you facilitate the way through with greater ease, give you a little bit of dumb luck, we shall say, okay? And so it's up to you, and it's a very simple energy signature here. And I'm going to use it. It's a sigil. You can also activate this sigil for yourself when you are ready. If you get tired of going the more lackadaisical route, shall we say. That's how they want to bring it through, okay? So it starts out first, and just say yes if you wish to receive the empowerment. You don't have to. If you don't say yes, it won't be taken in by you, but I do want to show it to you. So it's a connected spiral, first the unraveling, counterclockwise, 5 times, 5 revolutions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to come undone, and then 5 to fix. Okay, so with this, we go in the opposite direction. We loop around. Now we are drawing the energy in. 5 times. So it starts here, counterclockwise. And I'm being told that you can follow this loop in your mind's eye in meditation. You can draw it upon things. You can call it into yourself, even through dance, through following that same energetic pathway. And do pay attention when you notice these spirals within your environment as well. They're also presenting an energetic pathway in your material reality. A little bit of fairy manifest for the naked eye to see, because it's not always so easy to catch sight of a fairy, but you just might. You just might with the help of that there. Yes, okay, so this is what will be coming in. I feel like there's an activation point that comes in on Friday the 13th, tomorrow. And there's different singers that are going to be introducing themselves to your path, different singers of creation. And there's only so many that came through. There's actually 13 singers. The singers are something that have come through Brian Froud's work, who is quite a master of fairy. And you can see the beautiful artwork that he and his wife put together to sort of evoke the energy of the fairies in the oracle deck. They created the fairies oracle. Froud is truly a master of fairy, I have to say. But there's 13 of them, and so it's significant. Not all 13 came through for you, all right? But there are some that came through for you. So perhaps you're already attuned to certain singers, and there's other singers that you still need to harmonize with. I feel like that's kind of the energy coming in here. And so there's a progression on the path of the singers that are going to introduce themselves to you. And as they introduce themselves to you, it invites in sort of an entryway for the next singer to come in, and it helps you actually activate the chalice. You then become she of the Kruach, okay? So I want to talk about this progression. The first progression that comes in is the singer of connection, and I feel that comes in tomorrow. Yeah, seeing this isn't here yet. It's not time to move forward yet. You haven't even connected with the avenue, with the energetic pathway for the creative energy to work through, with the Chariot in reverse, Cancerian energy coming in here. This is why head and heart are sort of out of alignment with one another. And it's very similar to a message that came in on Capricorn's download as well, I have to say. Only behind them was a certain fear that needed to be overcome. Here, there is some kind of energy that is out of balance that needs to be dispelled of. Now, you're going to be facing a particular guardian at the gate of unity. And when we look at the guardian of the gate, we're looking at a journey that's meant to unfold, okay? And that journey shares a lot of similar energy with Redo, the rune Redo, which is all about a passage of time, a progression of energy. And that journey certainly can be physical, but it also can be metaphorical, it can be creative, it can be mental, emotional, spiritual. And it's always wise in preparing for such a journey to ask for protection and guidance along the way for this grand adventure. And it is an adventure, it will not be boring, this is certainly true. So this would be a good time perhaps to ask for that guardianship and protection from that guardian at the gate of unity. Yes, see, look, the invitation has not been issued yet, all right? This is coming in. This is what you are about to receive. There's going to be an invitation. You see, you do not have the activation of this chalice yet. All the magic has currently been used to spill out the old manifestation, the old creative cycle. And you see what's going to happen here is, since this is spilled out, the unwinding has already occurred. Now what's going to come in is the change that brings about the manifestation, you see. Okay, this invitation will arrive tomorrow. Yes, or currently right now, there's something out of balance. This is what was brought in. This is what is preventing the movement forward that you are wanting to see at this time. But there's a bit of temperance occurring here. There's a bit of alchemy taking place. We have sea, we have land, and we have the rider finding that balance. And I have to say, is it really so out of balance? Are things out of balance as you think they are, or is that but an illusion? Because if you really look at it, you got this horse that's racing along the shoreline there. And here's this character crowned by the infinity symbol there. Oh, and it's that same loop. Isn't that interesting? Look at the same pathway of creativity. It seems out of balance, but look, he's on one foot and he's standing on that horse. And it doesn't look like that horse has a saddle, I have to say. And to keep two pentacles in that state is not really so imbalanced. You're just about to have the energy shift, okay? You've been in a particular cycle where, you know, it's been all about the unwinding energy, right? But soon that will be taken care of and the flow is going to change. So it may seem like you're moving forward in a way that doesn't seem stable, okay? But it actually has a lot of power and progression behind it with the Two of Pentacles here. You'll see this tomorrow because there's a connection point that's coming in. And what is coming in for connection? Well, the singer of connection is coming in to link you up with the singer of intuition, okay? And your singer of intuition there is going to reveal something to you. Yes. What needs to be released for the illusion that it is. And this is the sense that you are held back or that the road is not open. You see, in this Six of Swords here, these swords are just simply falling away. They're falling aside. In fact, I'm hearing that you did not put these swords in place. but there's some kind of belief that allowed you to keep you firmly where you are. And that's something that perhaps you need to unwind, and a new energy can come spiraling in. You see, the guardian at the gate of unity opens a road for the Oran Moor, or the great song, to be expressed through the singers of creation. And so there's something here when it comes to the intuition that's really pivotal for you to understand right now. And that is, how can you become more quiet internally? How can you become more peaceful within yourself? Because this is where you arrive at the breakthrough point that makes you realize the road is open. And this is coming in very strongly for you tomorrow on Friday the 13th. I feel like what comes through here then gives rise for a need to have courage. But this suffering, this feeling of being held back, is being cast away. And there's a moving forward in a way that feels far more like it's a liberating flow than what has felt sort of imbalanced to you. Again, I got that the sense of it being imbalanced is just a matter of perspective, which you'll understand in time. See, that road is opened up for you here. The more that you can access these places of quiet and peace within yourself, and find those sources that nurture the quiet and peace within you, the more the light within you will guide you forward, so that you can hear the song of knowledge and wisdom that will be awakening within you. This will become even more evident as you edge up to that full moon in Gemini that arrives on the 15th. That's an important communication point that is going to require you to have courage. That's when the singer of courage will come in. You have to have courage to choose to walk down a path that is illuminated for you. And then you will be greeted by the singer of initiation. Oh yes, it's tricky getting up there, I have to say, with the devil on the bottom of the deck here. It is a new beginning that promises gold. It promises the alchemist's gold. But in order to move beyond the limitations, there's some false identity that needs to be shed. There's some illusion that needs to be cast away. There's some aspect of yourself that is asking for you to play it out at this time, to not stay backstage behind the scenes, cloaked, okay? That's actually a limitation for what wants to come in here. It will require you to be a bit bold, a bit daring. But after the initiation into this energy, there will come healing. See, what is this healing that will come in for Libra? What is this healing that comes in for Libra, Faerie? Ah, look at this. It is through doing the work, the inner work, the transmutation. Yes, and how fitting that is. How fitting that is, because the next singer that comes in after the singer of healing will be the singer of transfiguration. This is doing the work to transmute the energy. Mind, body, spirit, completely aligned. It's also making me think of the three souls becoming straight within you. The three souls being the Atman, or the direct link to that motherboard of creation through Danu, and being able to bring that down through the fetch. So I do feel like there's a fetch energy that is coming through for you, or perhaps a new fetch energy to join one you already have. If you're not familiar with the concept of fetch, a fetch is usually some type of, often a dog or a wolf, but it certainly could be any pathfinder that comes through for you. It feels like it wants to come through. Some kind of animal spirit. And I got this could even be a mythological spirit, so to speak. But is it really mythos I'm hearing? I think you're going to have those lines between fantasy and reality blurred. So a fetch is able to take in mana, take in life force energy, and use that to feed creation. And by feeding creation, feed all, feed the collective. And you are holding a collective energy at this time, Libra. You are in the South Node. So this is going to come in for you. It will not just nourish you, but it will nourish others through what comes through you. It's almost like this fetch is going to help you retrieve this creation from its hiding place. Ooh, interesting. A little Ilbe, retriever of lost things coming in here. You hid it in your childhood. That coming in. Whatever this is, it is the gold. It is the transmutation point through doing the work. And once you reach this transmutation point, then you achieve the chalice, okay? So the chalice is the point when you will actually be able to receive the activation of she, of the Kruach. And then, oh, the places you go, the things you'll see, what fills that chalice can be stirred in such a way that it has a ripple effect. Even with your finger, just gazing into that chalice, with what is filled within your hands, what you hold within your hands, you will be able to stir it and see the spiral of creation ripple out into material reality. This is really an interesting energy coming in here. You may even want to work with that a bit. You may want to work with any time that you might even want to get a special chalice that you can drink out of, sort of hold that Ace of Cups kind of energy. And every time you drink from it, you can stir in, right? Stir in those 5 qualities you want to bring into creation, and then drink it in. And it's almost like you're embodying that energy. You could even do it for both, to help you with unraveling and then calling in, right? Because it is working with both energies in tandem that brings about the unity. You see, it creates like an infinity loop, but those directions are important. Both directions are orientations that need to be considered. To be considered to alleviate that which has caused separation within the heart. Isn't that interesting? The way those 3 swords are pushed through the heart that crowns her. It's almost like butterfly wings, the shape that they make there. And it also looks like 6 points. So I feel this is some point of suffering that you are going to be leaving behind here, some kind of heartache that you are going to be leaving behind here, because you're coming into a place of unity. What do we have here? Knight of Cups. You see, it's in reverse right now. Isn't that interesting? This has not happened yet. You have not activated this yet. This is what is coming in. And you'll move into this energy at varying degrees, okay? And it's going to be different for each of you. because so much of it depends on your readiness and your ability to create that tranquility within you. So when you bring in that energy upon yourself, right, you're able to stir the waters within you that have a ripple reflect outward. This is very, very interesting. Give me more details about this, Faerie. Give me more details about this. Look at this. And then you arrive at the Ace of Pentacles, Judgment. So this is a huge manifestation point coming in for you. And then if wishes were horses, the dreamers would ride, Libra. Do you see this? On that chariot, you had the Pegasus and this more kind of fiery horse, so air, fire, two opposing directions, the mind and the passions working at odds. Here they merge together. It's the transfiguration point that moves you forward. Ooh, this is very potent. I'm really liking this energy. What do we got on the cut of the deck here? See, but currently you sort of shut yourself out here. You've shut yourself out into the cold. Because there's something here that you're trying to continue to hold up that requires so much effort from you. And it's not meant to be an effort, Libra. That's what I got. It's not meant to be an effort. And I'm being told that this is the flow you are meant to embrace. It seems like it's a flow that's moving in an opposing direction. And isn't that funny? We have this energy that's spiraling back as she's spiraling forward. This is sort of a representation of the crutch. This is the energy being activated in you. And it comes in number 34, 7. So this is really quite potent, actually, I have to say. Yes, this is the chalice. Number 7 is the number associated with the singer of the chalice. So there's something that it's going to seem like you're moving against the current. It seems arduous, and it's more your belief system around it, or your perspective, the feelings you have around it, the ideas you have around it that needs to change about this. So you can activate she who is in the world, but not of the world. And this is when a stream of great fortune opens the pathway ahead. What's on the other side of this? Yes. Page of Swords, 6 of Cups, Ace of Wands, Queen of Swords, Magician, 6 of Wands, 8 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Strength. And there's that Chariot. Wow. Okay, Libra, you see? I want you to see how the story unfolds once you hit this point of integration. If wishes were horses, the dreamers would ride. The time to come and activate, he of the fiery sword, he who unites will with action. You could look at this as Fraggle. This is being able to hear the song of wisdom and knowledge, so you know how to use that sword of truth. You arrive at the answers you need. You understand where to point the sword to actually get the answers you seek. And that's a certain riddle that opens the road for you. And then the strategy, the way is presented to you, how to move forward in such a way where you can be in the world, but not of the world. There's something you recover here. And I feel this chalice that you're recovering, the singer of the chalice that will be activated in you after you go through this transformation point. It's a gift that you're retrieving from your childhood. You hid it in your childhood and you're reclaiming it. And it's almost like your child self is giving this back to you now, because now you're ready to hold it. You lost the magic, and that magic you lost back then is being recovered. And this brings you the will to act with intention. It's a transformation point for you. You will arrive at this point before winter solstice. I say that because when we look at the Ace of Wands is connected to the fall season. So I feel this inspiration is soon to be drawn down. There's wisdom that is being activated here. Owl medicine, Sagittarius energy coming in with this. I really feel like this is coming in, so much of this for you with the full moon. This is like the point where the guardian at the gate of unity shows up on the scene and facilitates the opening of the road, that puts you in contact with these singers that guide you on the path ahead. And there's your energy coming out very strongly here. And we see you holding that sword of truth. And there is action that is ready to be taken. Look at that. We got that fetch energy there hanging out with you. And in fact, you may already be somebody who has a fetch. And in this case, you're retrieving a second one here. And you're using that sword of truth and that Ace of Wands to activate the power of She of the Croch into material reality. You're drawing in the realms of Earth, Faerie, the cosmos of the singers, and the unity. By the time you reach the full potential of this energy, it won't happen immediately. This is just the initiation point of it. But you will activate it to its fruition. You will be successful with this when we look at the Six of Wands coming in here. Within about 8 weeks, that's when you will really be moving forward, moving against the stream, moving against the current. And there's a huge moment of destiny, a point of transformation that occurs here with the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel turns, there's healing, and there's moving on up to the North Node activation. There's the strength that's needed to rise above the challenges of the past. And there's a certain understanding you have now about what was a very deep wound that hasn't been able to heal and was kept open due to some kind of attachment orientation to pain, to suffering, maybe to the need to suffer. This is something that is finally being released here and transformed. And then you're moving forward. Although we know that this will be remedied. It will not be that energy of two sort of going in separate directions. It's the unification point. We saw that with the If Wishes Were Horses, the Dreamers Would Ride card right here, you see. And the new story begins. And it's a journey. It's a journey full of adventure. And this is what came in for you so strongly here. And I don't know why, but I feel really compelled to go ahead and roll the dice and get some numbers. And also to get some letters for you. I feel like there's specific messages that want to come through. And when we're looking at the Libra energy, it certainly is a big activating collective energy right now, because we're all moving through the South Node. So I think it's fitting. So let's bring this in here first. We're going to get some numbers of importance here. These numbers could be dates of importance. These numbers could be life paths, yours or another's. They could bring in some kind of energy signature or synchronicity that's important. So however the messages come through, I'll deliver them. So yes, we got that 5 energy. Isn't that wild? Okay, we brought that in. There's 5 loops. Okay, so There's something that is almost completely unraveled. It's the old cycle, and we do have you moving forward, but again, it's in a way you don't expect to move forward. It's almost like you're running across the clouds. That's what it's bringing in for me. So that makes me think very much of sort of what I consider like the mirror of fairy energy. Fairy energy is very much connected to the earth, right? It's very rooted. But then we have the wings. We have the branches of that great world tree that reach up into the cosmos. And that makes me think of the Dakini energy, the Skywalker energy, which to me are just sort of like very similar type of energy signature. The Dakinis and the fairies, they hang out in different realms. And perhaps that's a bit of a key too. The cosmos of the singers, perhaps they are the Dakinis. Very interesting for that to come in. So there's something about your orientation is shifting initially with how you're used to alchemizing, transforming situations, creating. Okay, there's something very different that's happening here, but it's progressive. And it's like you're getting a running start into the loop of creation. You see, it's also like you're preparing to head into the phase where you're going to be calling the energy in. You've been unraveling it first, and now you're about to run up the other side of that spiral of creation coming in here. And somehow I just turned these two dice over when I set these down. I didn't mean to. So we got 7 coming in here. 7 has been coming in as a synchronicity number for Libra for quite a while. It still is pertinent. We also have Life Path 7, Life Path 1, Life Path 6 coming in here. Okay. There might be something that is coming to fruition that was initiated back at the beginning of summer. I got sometime around summer solstice will be fulfilled by winter solstice that initiates a new cycle here. That's how that energy is coming in. Let me get some letters here just to cap this off. I just saw 38 on the clock, so yes, that's a big point of alignment, winter solstice. Let's see what we got there. I got shine. So something is about to take on a particular shine. The glimmering things, the glimmering ones I just heard in relation to that. I also see payday coming in too, which is interesting here. Payday. Perhaps payday has been delayed and you've been wondering, where is the gold? Where is the gold that is supposed to be found at the end of the rainbow? Well, one shouldn't try to grasp something they're not yet ready to receive. That can be a little tricky energy, I have to say. You may become the one who was kissed by pixies, okay? I got the fairy who was kissed by pixies energy. It's another fraud fairy. So yes, you're about to head into sort of like a kismet phase when you have this activation of the muse energy, she of the crux, okay? This is going to awaken this time when everything takes on almost sort of like a fantastical sort of hue, right? Where you feel like you lost a certain magic or inspiration. It's about to be reclaimed once you enter into the flow of this new energy signature. And I actually do have the word magic out here. Okay. Ah, magi. Okay, so yes, it's very much that journey, right, of Gwion, who headed on that hunt for the singer of transfiguration and was cast into the sea to become Taliesin, the great bard Taliesin. Musing energy is very much bardic energy. Right. I got there is no time for pity parties. It's a jubilation. Okay. It's a jubilation. There's no time for pity parties. It's a jubilation. You need to embrace more of a spirit of fun and play. Perhaps this is a certain magic that was lost in childhood. And I see that again because we got play coming in here. There's something you discover in play. And I got whatever it is that you discover in play as you head into this process of attunement, gestation, and then birthing creation. Shh. It's coming through as shh. Quiet, quiet, quiet. First, quiet within yourself, but also quiet without. Shh. Magic's brewing in the quiet. You will see this by the close of Friday tomorrow. Friday the 13th. It's here, okay? You will see it. Shh. It's not for anyone to know, okay? And there's further confirmation of that coming through as Pax. Pax is, I believe, a Roman goddess of peace, serenity. So you hold a chalice in your hands, right? But it hasn't been activated yet. And it's not time to activate it yet. I don't feel like that's really fully activated until the right timing for you. It will be different for each of you at what point you come into the unity point, unity here. Some of you are very close to activating the singer of unity. You're ready for that. Others of you, it's side quest energy. There's certain journeys you need to go on to be ready to activate this. And I got yes with this, okay? So go with your yes as you head down the road. Your yes will lead you where you're meant to be. And it was 44:07 on the clock with that, okay? Go with yes. Always what speaks yes to you. And it's quite interesting. No isn't even an option. I don't even have the ability to create the word no here. So this is a particular key coming in for you as well. I do have kin coming in here. In fact, I have kindred. So yes, you're about to come into unity with your kindred. And this will become very clear. You'll receive signs of this. So pay attention. I'm getting another message coming in here. It's coming through as a warning. It's got a sort of energy that's lingering on the periphery that could be a bit of a glamoring. Look to the story of Echo and Narcissus for a clue about that.